Welcome to Engineer Ear. It's your boy Zach Duncan. How you doing? How you been? What's up, peeps? Now I know if you've seen this on my Instagram post, I have been delaying this for a little while. So sorry. To keep it real quick, I've had to try to get all of this set up, get the camera set up, find a time, write out a script, do all of this. But I'm excited because I want to start doing this weekly, sharing tips, advice, and everything that I've learned, experienced, and just been taught in general about the music industry. Because I actually love the music industry. There's a lot going on with it. It's not always pretty, but I love it because it's the best way to express yourself. And speaking of expressing yourself, that's actually what I'm doing today. I'm trying to help everybody create the perfect record. So here is my recipe, start to finish, whatever, of producing a full record, not just putting out a song that's supposed to last like a week or two, not just making a beat. This is going to talk about everything from conceptualizing to finishing your project, so you know that when you're done, you can promote the song for years and be happy with it. So without further ado, let's start off with the first thing. Number one, when it comes to making music, you've got to have a theme or idea. You've got to center the song about something or someone. It has to be very cohesive what you're doing and understandable, but also it needs to be known at the start that this won't change. So whatever this is about needs to stay there. So once you have this idea done, it's going to trickle down and help develop every single element until everything is finished and it's one tight idea and you will completely love it at the end of it. So speaking of theme, how does that affect the rest of the song? Well, it starts off with the sounds that you pick. What do you want this to sound like? What genre? What instruments? What vocal cadences? What speed do you want this to be at? Do you want this to be a kind of a duet song? Do you want this to be you? You have to really think about all the different types of sounds. It doesn't have to be exactly specific yet, but at this point you need to know where that theme is going. For example, if you want a sad song, you may want some chill guitars with it. You may want spread out 808s and very ambient drums or something like that. But you got to think about this concept. If it helps, write it down. Right after you write down the theme, have all of this together and you will see how it trickles down. Speaking of sounds, the sounds actually, as I was mentioning, different parts of the beat is what we're going into next. Your beat. Now your beat is going to be based off of your theme and your sound. It's a combination of those two things. Your theme is going to basically tell you what this should be about, what the instruments should be conveying, because the instruments are 50% of the song. They tell you 50% of the story, so it needs to match up with your theme. Your sounds are going to help you construct what musical elements you want to bring into this beat. And also, your sounds are going to help you do the next part, which is lyrics. Once you got the sound down that matches the theme and the sounds, you obviously need lyrics. Now, as the same as with the beats, you don't have to make these yourself. Some artists do, some artists don't. I prefer to make it myself, but that's just me. Rapper, producer, engineer, that's what I do. If you don't want to do that, you want to buy a beat and you want to buy the lyrics, or either or, you got to understand that the first two elements are what you're going to have to tell somebody. If you're going to pay a producer and a songwriter, you got to tell them, this is the theme I'm going for, these are the sounds that I want. Because when they craft their piece of that, they should want to be on the exact same page with you instead of just giving you something for something's sake, you know. Which leads me to the next part. Once you have all the elements together and they follow this little path of theme, sound, production, and lyrics, you need something that will take a song from SoundCloud track that you barely ever heard to big major hits. And that is your vocal performance. You got to bring all of this to life. Whatever it is, you got to bring it to life in your performance. And not even just you, it's not just the fact that the artist has to sit down here and open up to the world and basically show them what they're thinking. The engineer in that moment has to take this sound based off of this theme and using this production and create something that brings out the elements that you wish to come out. There are some people that I know that are naturally defensive. Maybe they had a rough life or whatever. They're naturally defensive. So when it comes to a song about them opening up, they may have things in their vocal performance that they don't want put into the song. They may have a certain point where their voice cracks, or they may have a certain point where they're losing confidence in their performance. The engineer, during the recording process, needs to remind the artist of what they're doing, which is why I said it's important that everybody involved knows the theme and the sound that you're going for. Because everybody involved is going to help make that record bomb. And the person writing this has to know how it's going to be performed. That's something that they're thinking about a lot, is when I put these words here, what is it going to sound like? So yes, vocal performance, crazy important. If anything, if you pay for every other element, if you pay for someone to come up with a theme, they come up with the sounds, they do the production, they write it for you, you have to do that vocal performance. That's the difference between Cardi B being who she is and who she isn't. Cardi B doesn't produce her own stuff, doesn't write her own stuff. It's all in the performance. She is a performing artist, and a lot of us don't think about being a performing artist, but we have to be, even in the booth. For the second we lay this stuff down, we have to consider that our major performance, a performance of a lifetime. That is super important. These next two elements are the last two, but they go hand in hand. You have to understand the importance of them, and that's mixing and mastering. Mixing is going to get the song to that exact level that you want it to be, all the sounds that are there that you want to be, and take out the ones that you don't want. And it's going to make it sound professional so that when you send it out, people know that you know what you're doing. Your mastering will change how it's heard between each element. That being, if you're sending this out to streaming services, you may want to be powerful and clear and ready. If you're going on stage, you may want to subtract a little bit of the bass during the master, because you may know these places you're going to already cranks up their bass, and too much bass is distortion. So you may want to take that out a little bit. Or you may know, hey, I'm just sending this to a friend to listen to it. I don't need a major master on it. I just need it to sound good coming out of their systems that they're going to play out of. So you may do a very quick master on it, because you know you're going to go back and edit the song. Every element of this is important to conveying the message that you want in your music. So very simply, mixing and mastering go hand in hand. They are the final touches before people are going to take this record and feel how they're going to feel about it. But anyway, that was me trying to keep it short. The entire path of what it is to produce a track and my own thoughts. This is my own theory about it. But tell me what you think. Was there anything that I missed or anything that I should have gone more into? Let me know in the comment section below or DM me. I will definitely be responding to these in the next video. And that is all for now. Maybe I'll do another subject later where I dive into it and do a whole thing. If you want to see how I produce beats or how I actually record vocals in a home studio setting without that much equipment, let me know and I'll set it up for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.